can't sleep. So, botanist job quests, because why not? Got a few to go. As Gridania continues to make headway along the road to recovery, ever more outsiders shall flock to her gates. They come here in hopes of trading, and Gridania must welcome them if she is to forge stronger bonds with her neighbors and prosper. Make no mistake, yo, busy times lie ahead. Verily, we have just now received an order for no fewer than 2,000 fine quality springs of mile from the quicksand and Ulda. So run along and harvest them, would you? I jest, of course. A task of this scale will require more than 2 hands. If you would be so good as to procure, say, 15 springs, I would consider it an appropriate contribution. Chamomile is well known for its fragrant aroma and soothing properties. There is a satisfaction to be had in ensuring that folk from every corner of the realm can sample the delights of this great staple. Do you not agree? The herb is abundant in Upper Lugosca, around Oakwood to be precise. Once you have harvested 15 sprigs, pray deliver them to Sandre. Aperonosca. Oakwood. So, Frucha has you harvesting Charmel as well, does she? Return here when you have 15 springs and I'll add them to the pile. While you harvest, I shall ponder how in the 7 hells I'm supposed to ship them all. 13, 14, 15. Aye, precisely 15 sprigs of Charlemagne. Why, thanks, friend. Ah, that distinct aroma. There's nothing like Charlemagne tea to help calm the nerves. It's the perfect way to end the day, I reckon. Now, all I have to do is wait for your fellow harvesters to bring the rest, pack the lot, and drag it to the airship landing. I expect I will have earned a cup or two of tea when that's excuse me, when that's done. Though I rather suspect it will be the very last thing I fancy. I don't know if Huchana mentioned, but this batch is bound for Ul'dah. It would seem the lord and ladies there have developed a taste for Charlemagne tea. Developed a taste, I said, but like as not, they drink it just to impress their neighbors. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if each cup was served on a golden saucer. Ah, but there I go again, sprouting my old prejudices. It's a bad Gridanian habit, I know. Sooner or later, I'll have to get rid of it. Don't want a visiting Ul'dah to splash hot tea in my face now, do I? Nice. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, from here on out, I'll just go for the money. I fear we have a situation on our hands, yo. The guild's crop of alligator pears have been ravaged by vermin, and scarcely a day before the fruit was due to be picked. It is disheartening to see our labors come to naught, but such is the way of nature. Alas, our woes do not end there. In a fine example of ill timing, no sooner had the disaster come to light than we received an unusually large order for, yes, alligator pears from the Carn-lined canopy. Yet, all hope is not lost, for the fruit also grows in the wild. We need but find enough to fulfill the order, 15 to be precise. Our man Solix charged with keeping track of such produce as may be harvested in the Twelves Wood. He spends most of his days around Patch Meadows at this time of year. If there is an alligator pair out there, he will know where to find them. Pray seek him out, yell, and do as he directs. Looking for alligator pairs. I heard the unfortunate tidings, yet all we can do is take it on the chin and cops as best we can, cope as best we can. I recommend you search northeast of Kurimo. Wild alligator pairs grow there, and we're doing well when I last passed through. Barring pests, they should be ripe for the picking right about now. Oh, and just so you know, the place you're going is no different from any other untamed corner of the Twelves Wood. By which I mean it is full of nasties. Botanists like myself avoid the area if we can help it, but it should be as a walk through a flower garden for an adventurer like you. Now you had best be on your way. Those alligator bears aren't going to pick themselves. Northeast. trust you know where alligator pears are found in nature. Please hurry, yo. It would not do to keep our client waiting. "15 alligator pears, and just in the nick of time, you have spared us Murning's wrath. Lest you misunderstand, Mione is a reasonable woman ordinarily. It is just that much tests upon the fruit's availability. Alligator pears are to form the centerpiece of a new dish of hers, you see, in a hearty salad which she has been promoting feverishly to adventurers far and wide. Mione would not have been best pleased had her plans gone awry, but owing to your efforts she can keep her promise, and we are good reputation. My profoundest thanks, yo. I trust you have learned a valuable lesson from this episode, namely, that we must not take nature's bounty for granted. As I taught you when you first came to us, nature is an unsentimental creature. She may provide for our every need today, only to take it away on the morrow. Those who would walk the path of botany must come to terms with this fact, and the sooner the better. For sure your labors prove fruitless, and they frequently shall. No amount of brooding will avail you. At such times, one must remember that for all her seeming cruelty, nature is not our enemy. She simply is. If you would become intimate with her and partake of her bounty, you must learn to accept her unconditionally. Nice. Ah, yo, you couldn't have come at a better time. A dear old friend of mine has found herself in a predicament and is in dire need of a botanist's aid. Normally I would not trouble you with a request of such personal nature. This task, however, should serve you nicely in your training. A contingent of the God's Quiver has just returned victorious from a hard-fought battle with the exile, and my culinarian friend Yanni has been tasked with overseeing a feast befitting the occasion. Unfortunately, she is suffering an ultimately shortage of a key ingredient. I would ask you to harvest 20 laurel leaves, which can be found amidst the lush vegetation to the northeast of Little Alamigo and southern Thanolin. Then bring them to me for inspection. Southern Thanolin. Little Alamigo. It's cool to see the sprouts being sprouts, you know. I mean, I'm basically one of them right now. I'm doing botanist guilds in the Realm Reborn. Northeast. Always near fate, I swear. Oop. Forgot my computer was unplugged. There you go. There. How would I say it? Okay. Let me see here. 1920, an area withered leaf among the lot. Yanni will be pleased as peas. Speaking of which, yo, do you know why Laurel is so prized by culinarians across the realm? Not only does it boast a most pleasant aroma, deep yet not overpowering, the perfect accent to a savory stew or seasoning for a steak. but it is also known to stimulate the appetite. The brave men and women of the gods' quiver feast now, but it is only a matter of time before they are summoned back to the field of battle. Deliver the laurel to Yani, that she might prepare a feast that will warm their hearts as well as their stomachs. Greetings, friend. Are you perchance the botanist to whom Fuka entrusted my order for laurel? Well, I can see why Fuka is always singing your praises. These will be among the crispest, most aromatic laurel leaves ever to grace my spice rack. Accelerating parties grow more relentless with each passing day. I fear that the day will soon come when we can no longer afford to feast our men as heartily as we do today. Still, Gridania's finest require sustenance as much as they need their lances and bows. I am but a simple culinarian, but I would do what I can to support my countrymen, and yet there is only so much I can accomplish on my own. In any event, I am grateful for your aid. Pass along my thanks to Fuka, and let her know that I shall be calling upon your services again. She disappeared. I hear Yani was overjoyed with your delivery. Thanks to you, she'll be able to prepare a feast befitting the triumphant occasion. And yet, truth be told, I take no pleasure in martial victories. Every day that we continue to water the soil with blood, I fear we lose something of what we once were. There was a time when Gridania and Axel alike lived in harmony with nature and with each other. Is there no other way to resolve our differences than with a lance and an arrow? Forgive me, yo. I do not mean to burden you with my troubles. Go for that one, I guess. Oh, good afternoon, yo. Forgive me if I seem a bit pensive. You must know, the thought that our harvests are contributing to the war effort has been weighing heavily on my heart. What I truly wish is to be an agent of peace, but what can a humble botanist do? In the meanwhile, another order has come in from Yani, this time for zucchini in large quantities. No, and I am afraid our homegrown harvest simply will not suffice. Fortunately, they are said to grow wild and abundance in La Nosca region. I would ask that you travel to eastern La Nosca and harvest 20 of the finest zucchini you can find the area south of Rancor Gully. When you are through, Bring them here to me. Eastern Lenoska. Am I getting zucchini? But no, this is zucchini, but different in the dark with rain. I would ask that you travel to Eastern. Okay. What resplendent zucchini? I had no idea such succulent specimens could be found in the wild. Truly a testament to the splendor of nature, is it not? The zucchini plant is quite sensitive to humidity. One would never see them grow so large and luscious here in the 12th Ward. Furthermore, they are quick to ripen and quicker to rot, meaning that timing is of the essence. And yet, a perfectly ripe zucchini is truly a thing of beauty, sweet through to be savored raw. Its skin retains a pleasantly firm texture even when stewed. I suppose Yanni means to prepare a wholesome and hearty feast for our soldiers. I know. I should take pride in serving our nation this way, but I have troubled you enough. Take your harvest to Yanni with my blessing. Fucha assured me that 20 zucchini were on their way. Might you be the one who took the order? Why, what remarkable zucchini. I've not seen the likes of these in quite some time. At the risk of sounding boastful, I dare say that my next batch of ratatouille is shaping up to be the tastiest Gridania has ever seen. Ratatouille is a dish that holds a special place in my heart. It was the first recipe I learned, you see, taught to me by none other than Fuka's own mother. My father was a traveling merchant, and our family moved often when I was young. I had few friends until we moved here to Gridania, where I befriended Fuka. Hours would I spent by her side as she rooted through her garden. After sunset, we would go inside, where her mother would whip up a ratatouille that truly warmed both body and soul. Ah, to relive those days. Wait a minute, I have an idea. This is the ratatouille that inspired me to pursue the culinarian's path from such a young age. Do take a bowl to Fukuoka. It seems she could use something to pick up her spirits these days. She just disappeared again. I thank you for delivering the zucchini to Yanni. I suppose she is already slaving over a hot stove, preparing a stew that will give our warriors the stamina to fight yet another. What's that? Yanni has something for me? Why this is my mother's ratatouille. I always knew that Yanni loved this recipe, but I had no idea that she learned to reproduce it to such succulent perfection. Ah, this brings me back to the old days. Yes, things were so much simpler then. Now the ratatouille that once warmed such our hearts after hours spent frolicking in the garden serves to light a fire in the bellies of those who march off to war. Will things never again be as they were? Okay, yeah, that one is better. But I go for the money for the next two. Okay. I have to go grind on a planet to unlock the next two quests, so I'll see you in a second. Do. Hello. I grinded enough to get the next two job quests, so yep, here we go. Yeah, that. Don't need that. Yo, I trust you, not only as a botanist, but as one who shares my dream of bringing peace to the forest that shelters us. The Order of Twin Adder has commissioned from us mistletoe in staggering quantities. You will need to search in the vicinity of Camp Dragon Head and Central Islands of Cortherius. The curative properties of mistletoe make it a vital ingredient for many salves and medicines. I cannot help but fear that our guild has once more been drawn into serving the fruitless war effort. Forgive me for being a hopeless idealist, yo. Could you visit the Adder's Nest and inquire with the Lieutenant Gavin as to the nature of his requests? I will not refuse his order, you may assure him of that. I simply wish to know. So, Fuka wishes to know how the mistletoe will be used before she fills the order. 'Tis a fair enough request. I've no intent to deceive her, nor you. The mistletoe will be used to prepare medicines for the battles ahead. It is as simple as that. This will not please the pacifist like Fuka, I know, but what can be done? Does she think that we enjoy bloodshed any more than she? Were there a way to bring back peace to the forest, I would be the first to welcome it. In the meantime, the XL continue to attack our people, and we do what we can to protect them. A single soldier such as myself has no more power to end this war than she does a botanist. In any event, I must return to my duties. You could harvest 20 sprigs of mistletoe and tell Fuka that our courier will be along to receive him. The order would be in your debt. Oh, that's never good. I might have some delay. Welcome back, yo. So it is as I feared. Do not worry. I will take the 20 springs of mistletoe. Thank you. You have served the guild well once more, and so the unending cycle of bloodshed goes on. Needless to say, by no fault of your own. I bear no ill will to Lieutenant Gavin or his people. On the contrary, I have naught but respect for his candor, not to mention his service to my homeland. What weighs heavy on my heart is a sentiment far more simple, almost childish. I simply cannot bear to see this forest I love suffer any longer. War is inevitable, this I understand, but by aiding the war effort, we do not merely contribute to the suffering, we profit from it, no better than the parasitic mistletoe. We suck the life out of the trees and shelter us for our own personal gain. A parasite. Is that what our once proud guild has been reduced to? How can I in good conscience permit this to go on? Forgive me, yo. I would be alone with my thoughts a while. Nice. Now I look like an actual character. Forgive me if I seem a bit distant the last time we spoke, yo. Allow me to get straight to the point. I have not come to the decision easily, but I have come to it all the same. As of today, I have resigned from the Botanist Guild. Our battle with the XL rages on, and there are rumblings from the Empire as well. With each passing day, more people die. The soil is stained deeper with blood, and Twellswood weeps. Meanwhile, I fill orders for the war effort, and for what purpose? That more XL may suffer and die than Gridanians? No. If this is what it means to be a botanist in this day and age, I want no part of it. Yanni, may Nofika bless her dear heart, tried her best to convince me to stay. Still, I fear my heart is settled. Mind you, the decision is mine alone. I would pass no judgment on those who find meaning in their efforts here. Should you wish to continue to serve the guild, I am sure Yanni will have suitable tasks for you. Farewell, yo, and may the Twellswood ever shelter you. Oh, yo, I'm so glad you're here. You spoke to Fufuka, yes? It absolutely breaks my heart to see what's become of my old friend. Fufuka and I have known each other since we were both knee-high to her fungar, and I assure you, her knowledge of and passion for the flora of this realm is second to none. This guild would absolutely be lost without her guidance. Of course, I understand her worries. These are not easy times for a true seeker of peace and friend to nature, and yet I cannot help but feel that her emotions could cloud her better judgment, that she is not seeing the forest for the trees, if you will. Fufuka has convinced herself that she is doing more harm than good to the natural world she so loves. Preposterous. Has she forgotten the countless trees she's planted after the calamity, journeying far and wide to return lush verdure to our shattered realm? Someone must remind her of all she has accomplished and the work that is still left to be done. To that end, I have made contact with one of Fufuka's former apprentices, a botanist by the name of Rotiloin, who now tends to a forest that Fufuka herself led the planting of many years ago. My words as a friend will not reach Fufuka now. Only a fellow botanist who understands the depths of her worries can heal the wounds in her heart. I beg of you, speak with this Roten and seek his counsel. Roten tends to the forest surrounding Timberland's Lodge in the central highlands of Corthiris. Please go quickly. Once Fufuka leaves our guild behind, I fear that she shall never return. Well met, Yanni told me to expect you. I am Rotenlin, a humble botanist playing his trade in these bleak lands. Botany is not simply my livelihood. Consider it my true calling, a calling I would never have discovered were it not for Fuchucha's guidance. Needless to say, I was devastated to hear the news. All hope is not lost, however, as I have hit upon an idea. Tell me, are you familiar with the spruce tree? I do not blame you if you are not. It is a rare sight these days, as Fufuka would tell it. In the years before the calamity, vast forests of spruce would stretch for miles and miles. What spruce trees you see today are the result of Fufuka's efforts to bring the flora of ages past back to Orthia. Perhaps seeing that her work has borne fruit will convince her not to abandon her life as a botanist. Knowing Fufuka as I do, the gesture would mean the most to her if the spruce were harvested by the hand of an apprentice close to her heart. Your hand, Before you set off, before born. Spruce is still rare in these parts and not easily discovered. One only with the knowledge of the truth of the forest could hope to identify such trees, and then only after straining the eyes from the break of dawn. If your eyes are true, friend, you will come to mature trees, unlike you have seen before. Harvest from them 3 spruce logs and bring back to me. Entire time I'm looking at the thing, I'm like, get through the dialogue, so I can get to this fucking spawn point before it disappears. That was good timing. Should you have difficulty loading? Okay. Remarkable gathering, yo. I see that Fufuka has trained you well. I had a mind to deliver them to Fufuka straight away, but I just received some troubling news. You have heard that we here in Corthiris are locked in war with the dragons, have you not? A recent dragon raid has left many soldiers and settlers without shelter. A carpenter in the area is doing all she can to conduct new lodgings, but lumber is in painfully short supply. I share your concern for Fufuka, but I am sure you agree our first priority as botanists is to help those in need. Why, Fufuka herself taught me as much. Please, yo, seek out the carpenter and deliver to him some spruce logs that people of Corthiris need suffer without a roof over their heads for no longer. Yes, on the off chance that you're either blind or stupid, I'm a busy man. Busy doing what, you say? Searching for lumber, that's what. We've no end of houses that need rebuilt after being smashed to bits by those damn dragons. Or haven't you noticed that there's a war going on here? Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I have no time for chit-chat. Take a look around. These aren't hospital lands. Without shelter, people will die. Damn it all. Is there not a single sturdy log left in all the highlands? Why, I've never seen wood like this. Where in the names of 12 did you find this? To think that lumber of this quality could be found in these lands. Why, I'll not forget this kindness, friend. These trees will save lives. Those trees will save lives? You bet they will, little missy. Speaking of which, whom do I have the pleasure of addressing? My name matters not. I am but just a humble botanist and nothing more. I would bid you speak to my colleague Rotolin at the Timberlands Lodge. He will see that you never want for lumber. I don't know who you are, miss, but I'm glad we met. Thank the gods you are truly watching over us today. Shall we go for a walk, yo? When Yanni suggested I travel to Corthiris, I had not the slightest idea what she had in mind. The moment I laid eyes on this forest, I remembered. This was your intent, was it not, yo? You, Yanni, and Rotolin. Your gentle concern for my faltering heart is not lost on me. Nor is the meaning of the forest. The trees themselves speak volumes. These seeds, the ardor botany, the love and reverence for nature that we brought to Ishgard have taken root on the lands and the hearts of the people, and grown strong indeed. As strong as the majestic spruces that once more grace these snow-swept highlands. The spruces that will now provide shelter and comfort to those who have been ravaged by war. Like the Twellswood, this forest has suffered greatly in these times of strife, and yet this forest has strength. A strength it has harbored since time immemorial, and one it shares with us, a strength that goes beyond logs we harvest or the herbs we gather. I must never forget the lessons I have learned here today. On the contrary, I must share with what I have discovered here, that hope might take root again in the hearts of our countrymen. Let us return to Gridania, yo. The Twellswood is calling us home. Gotta get through this quest, then I can reset my internet. Did you hear, yo? The leaves whisper to us, welcoming us home. To think that I almost turned my back on them forever. The battle rages on, and the forest will not go unscathed. Gridanian and exile hack away at innocent branches and uproot flowers and shrubs for their own self-seeking causes. The sadness, the powerless, is at times too great to bear. And yet, if I were to walk away, who would tend to the wounded forest in my stead? There is only so much that a lone botanist can accomplish. And yet, every seed that is planted, every tree that takes root brings us one step closer to a future where we live in harmony with the forest. In my pain and frustration, my eyes had been blinded to this truth. Thanks to you, Yanni and Rotaline, I see again. Rest easy, yo. I will remain here at the growery. How could I not? The forest needs every friend it can muster in these dark times, and it would seem I still have much to learn. I would be honored to continue to walk a botanist with you, not as guildmaster and apprentice, but as peers, fellow shepherds of the forest. Be you ever safe in your travels. Nice. Okay. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.